I want us to have a look at a post shared out by Kimani Ichung'wa, a post that clearly confirms the battle lines between Ruto's team and Rigathi's team have been drawn. Nobody is backing down. Kimani Ichung'wa, script from exactly 6 years ago. Same tactics from social media to a vernacular station heavy deployment. Same players, same ethnic mobilization cards. We never bowed to the pressure then. We were battle hardened as they escalated. They eventually deployed it against William Samoei Ruto, who prevailed to become president of Kenya against this heavy deployment sanctioned from above. This one now is from below him. We are more experienced and will neither succumb to the ethnic card mobilization nor the inconsequential deployment of the same failed tactics or even the attempts to bludgeon us all to worship an individual. That shall never happen. We are nobody's slaves. One nation, one flag, one people. That's Kimani Ichung'wa. And it's very clear he's most definitely making reference to Rigathi-Gachagua. And to a larger extent, I'm seeing Kimani Ichung'wa also now roping in Uhuru Kenyatta into the fight. That maybe secretly, Uhuru's wing might be supporting Rigathi-Gachagua. And that holds some water because if you look at the Limuru 3, the main rallying call was one man, 1 shillings, 1 vote. And it's believed Uhuru Kenyatta's allies are pushing for that. And now you are seeing Rigathi also now pushing for that. We are also seeing Raila Odinga supporting that. So all indications are Rigathi might now be reaching out to Uhuru Kenyatta and his team in this war against Ruto. I want us to put all this into perspective for Kenyans to understand in clear terms what's happening here. Before we do that, let me take this opportunity to thank all of you here for the kind of a support you are giving me here. I'm just humbled, ladies and gentlemen. And to any other person who may also want to support us, that's my number. Just feel free to channel any kind of a support. That aside, let's now dig deep into our analysis because things are falling apart. The center can no longer hold each passing day. Let's proceed. Just as I did say in our earlier analysis a few hours ago, the split between Ruto and Rigathi will never be mended. In fact, it's going to be worse off than the split that existed between Uhuru and Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta was very patient. Ruto is not patient. Rigathi is not patient. Both Ruto and Rigathi are hot-tempered individuals. So they are going to fight it very viciously. And if you look at it from a different point of view, the gods have conspired to destroy these two leaders, Ruto and Rigathi-Gachagua. And I'm saying that because even before the split came out in the public, already Kenyans were complaining against Kenya Kwanza government. The mountain was already complaining. The Kalenjin nation was complaining. The whole country was complaining. So this split is only going to worsen the situation. And again, if you look on how Rigathi is playing his politics, it's very clear Rigathi is getting it completely wrong. His narrative is a very divisive narrative. First, it started by saying this is a shareholding government. So those who never voted for Kenya Kwanza should not expect much from a Kenya Kwanza government. That's how Rigathi Gachagua started. And he was constantly reminding Ruto that the mountain gave him 48% of the votes he got in 2022. So Rigathi early enough had already laid out a strategy on how he was going to fix Ruto. And Rigathi is really just copying what Ruto has been doing. Ruto became the president because of his divisive nature, where he was pitting communities against communities. And that's exactly what Rigathi is doing. And as a country, for us to move forward, that narrative has now to be stopped. William Ruto used that narrative, and some Kenyans made the mistake of electing him the president. Rigathi is most definitely using that narrative to consolidate the mountain behind him. The mountain should wake up, should not allow Rigathi Gachagua isolate them from other Kenyans. As much as Ruto used the same narrative, if now you listen to Ruto and Rigathi, Ruto is right. The only problem that even if he's right, in my honest opinion, he's still not yet fit holding a public office. He's coming out as also very divisive, very corrupt, and a man full of propaganda. If Ruto was genuine about this concept of one Kenya, then we ought to be seeing that in his government. He should first of all reorganize his government. Let us see the face of Kenya in Ruto's government. Not just talking, but in terms of actions, zero. Ruto, Rigathi, I believe these are leaders who should all be resisted. And now if you look at Kimani Ichung'wa's post, he's saying that these are all tactics that have been used before. And that this time now, the pressure is coming from below Ruto, which I agree. But Kimani Ichung'wa should also know that the more they entertain Rigathi in their government, they are just making Rigathi strong. I honestly believe that to deal with Rigathi more effectively is to impeach him as early as possible. Let him be impeached. Let him get that sympathy. 3 years in Kenya's politics is a very long period of time. If Rigathi is impeached, I know he'll get some sympathy from the mountain. But will he sustain that sympathy till 2027? That's a story for another day. So if Ruto and his team, they want to deal with Rigathi once and for all, they should not entertain him till 2027. Because the more they entertain him and they keep on attacking him, the more Rigathi is getting sympathy and is becoming strong and stronger on the mountain. Let this man be impeached. And I'm one person who strongly believes that the split between Ruto and his deputy is something good for Kenya. We have not forgotten what Rigathi did during the demonstrations. We have also not forgotten what Ruto also did. These two leaders, in my honest opinion, they should just split. The split is good for Kenya because that split will now not hear that this is a shareholding government. And it will also be a lesson to the mountain. If they will not learn from the split between Ruto and Rigathi, they will never learn. They voted for Ruto thinking Ruto was to take Raila Odinga to Bondo. Ruto is now taking Raila Odinga to AU, Africa's CEO. And even now, let me tell this to the mountain. Even if they were to vote for Rigathi to become the president, as long as Raila Odinga will still be alive, Rigathi will have to work with Raila Odinga if he wants to rule. The mountain should wake up to these realities. So to support Rigathi and to hate Ruto is a zero-sum kind of a game. Rigathi and Ruto are all not fit holding public offices. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. And even before I stop, The meeting called today at State House Nairobi is most definitely going to panel beat Rigathi and his team into supporting the Finance Bill 2024. We know there is a meeting called today and on Monday. I strongly believe that if Ruto reaches out to Rigathi, he'll convince Rigathi to support the Finance Bill 2024. After that, it will be business as usual. The infightings will resume. This is why I still maintain and I appeal to the mountain to wake up. Ruto and Rigathi are chips of the same pots. They are not interested in the welfare of Mama Boga or Boda Boda. What they want is to grab power and maintain that power. Let me stop it there. Those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.